Hey guys, you probably already know what this video is about because you clicked on the title, so you know the general topic of what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm going to try and keep it a little bit shorter so that way I don't have a monologue of a couple hours. But let's jump right into it. Where to begin? So it probably started my sophomore year, or it did start my sophomore year of high school. I was on my way home from a football game with some really close friends, and I was kind of feeling out of it that day, and by that point I obviously knew, but I hadn't told anyone because I've grown up in a very conservative Midwest area, and there's never really been an opportune time to tell anyone, and I was always scared of it, so I kind of kept it in until sophomore year. I ended up telling a close friend over texting on the way home, and he assured me that nothing was going to change or anything, and so that went really well. And then I ended up telling my other best friend at the time, and that also went really well, and I asked them not to tell anyone, just like for my sake, and they agreed. And then as the weeks went on, they kind of started avoiding me, and they ended up telling other people at my school, and then it spread like wildfire, and pretty soon the whole school knew. And at the time, my sister worked at the school, and my other sister was a senior. So I knew they knew, but they had not confronted me about it. So I kind of stopped hanging out with those people, and I kind of stopped hanging out with anyone in general. So that was not the best experience. And then my parents had actually called me, or not called me, but talked to me that year and asked me about it, and I just completely flat out denied it and told them that it wasn't, that it was just rumors or whatever, and I just told them I didn't want to talk about it again. So after that happened, my junior year, I didn't really have too many friends at my school, and I mean, I was okay with that. I was kind of over it, and I started hanging out with some friends from like the city nearby, and we actually became really good friends, and I ended up telling them, and they took it a lot better, and we're actually still really good friends to this day. So that's a plus. Junior year went by without too many problems. It was kind of almost a repeat of sophomore year, just didn't really talk to many people, just did my homework and whatnot. And then senior year, this year, I think it was in November, I ended up telling my parents, and I went into the living room at around 9 o'clock. I don't even know where I worked up the courage or how to do it, but I just went into the living room and said, "Mom, Dad, can we talk?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure, what's up?" And so I ended up just like spilling it all out, and there was a lot of tears and a lot of crying. And my dad, who is very Catholic, said that he still loves me, but that he can't agree with it and can't accept it, and would not allow a if I was to bring a boy home. Actually, he said he wouldn't allow me to bring a boy home because he would not condone that action, which I understand because that is his belief, and I sorry, that's his belief, and I can't really change that from him because he is so steadfast in there. He is getting better, he's a little bit more accepting, but it's still a long way to go, and I don't think he'll ever fully come around to it, and I've accepted that, and I've also accepted who I am. So I know that I won't change, and I pretty much know my dad won't change. So I've accepted that I won't ever have the relationship I used to have with my dad ever again. And that's just the way life is, and I can't change that. But my mom, on the other hand, is very accepting of it and loves me. But most of all, she's worried about me and is just overall very scared for what is to come because of family issues and doesn't want anything bad to happen to me. And my two brothers, I told them quite a long time ago, and they've always been very accepting of me and have helped me through a lot of problems, so that's great. I love them to death. They've helped me through so many things. I can't even express how glad I am I have them, or glad that I have them in my life. And then two of my sisters are also very Catholic. they are pretty much on the same page as my dad, although one of them I'm very, very close with, and I don't really know her feelings on it because we're so close. I think it's hard for her to say she'll shut me out, but it's very hard for her to turn her back on the Catholic religion. So I don't know where she's at on that. And it was very hard for me because we've always been extremely close growing up, and she's always been my best friend throughout like my entire life. So that's been very hard to deal with. And then my other sister, I think she's okay with it. I haven't really talked to her about too much. The one time she did try to talk to me about it, I kind of pushed it off to the side and said I didn't really want to talk about it because at that time I was still scared, and so she seems pretty okay with it. But yeah, so I mean my family's kind of split 50-50 for how they feel, and it's hard, but I mean we're working through it. It's obviously not an ideal situation for me to come out. I mean I was obviously hoping that my family would be like, yeah, we've known and it's no big deal, like it doesn't bother us at all, it's not going to change anything. But that's not what happened, and I know a lot of other people have it a million times worse, and I'm lucky that I didn't get kicked out or anything, which I thought was going to happen, but it didn't. So I'm very fortunate for that. And yeah, so that's my coming out video. If you guys have any questions or anything, you can put them in the comments, or if anything else, or if you just want to like email me or something. So yeah, thank you guys.